Hello and welcome to Whoa Man Sky. We're going to do a painting today inspired by the universe of No Man's Sky and the beautiful artwork created by all those people at Hello Games. Would you please stop? Sorry, I have a kitty cat and he's trying to destroy something. Sir, thank you. Don't make me get the bells. Don't make me get the jingle bells. There's a spare yoga mat in my closet, and the cats have discovered that it's really fun to claw at and chew on. And of course, he chose now, when the stream's starting, to decide that was the game he wanted to play. So, jingle bells on standby. So, hi Moose, welcome. Thanks for being here. This is Dimash Smash's attempt at doing a follow-along tutorial with me, and though it is wonderful, I needed a spare canvas for today, and we're waiting for the next paycheck to get some freshies. So this is gonna work for now. Hello, Dimash, how are you? Jingle bells. Hey, Mad, let's see. Oh, I know why. I had to make my screen off to the side. Hey! Get out from there. Go. Stop being a pill. Like, you've just been fine all morning. And he's like, oh, mom's doing her job. And great. So, guys, super fun. I am inspired today by a wonderful NMS screenshot by Magic Within. He's one of the most active posters on there. I actually couldn't find any other posts from anybody else. So, you know, because I like to spread love and give other people opportunities, but it's about all that's on there. So this one today, it's got some beautiful colors we're going to use. Kind of a limited palette. So I'm using purples, orange, white, and black. That's it. I have 2 different oranges and 2 different purples and some black and white. And that's all we need today. It's going to be super fun. Hello, Dimash. Hello, Dimash. Galarak. Evening, all. Thank you all for hopping on. Michael Stapp, I'm doing well. How are you doing? We're also today going to be using our biscuit cutters to make some perfect circles. Just one. We're going to have kind of a, well, it's not a sunset because it's actually a planet, but with like a sunset gradient. It's going to be really beautiful. And hi, Derek Powers. Thanks for hopping on. Good to see ya. Cool. You'll want a glass of water for your dirty brushes and a paper towel of some kind, usually. And today I'm using my apron, I guess, because I didn't grab paper towel. That's okay, though. Watching and lurking while I work on the other screen. Perfect. Sounds good. I appreciate it. I hope that I'm good background to doing work. Yeah. Yeah. So cool. Guys, thank you, Dimash, for letting me paint over your painting. Dang, I keep forgetting. Gonna send you some tonight. Send me some. Send me some what? Oh, pictures. I got you. Right on. Yay, good. So maybe Moose, you will inspire the next painting. I like that. So for today's painting, we're going to start by squeezing out some orange and purple and white onto our palette. You'll want something to squeeze your paint onto as well. So here we go. Just going to get these out. And I have 2 different colors of purple. One of them is an older paint that's a little bit thick. Yeah, it seems fine to me. Yeah. So yeah, that's going to be because our sky, the sky background color is a gradient from like a sunset orange into purple. And so I'm thinking the lighter purple is going to help transition into the darker purple, and it should be really pretty. We'll kind of see how that goes. How's everybody doing today? It's a beautiful day. It's a warm day. It's very hot here today. Kind of would love to go jump in a river, but I haven't been in a river yet since my accident, so I don't know. Definitely can't do it by my own. One of these days I'll get out there. We do so much streaming now that in my off time, I'm mostly like taking care of housework or preparing for the play that I'm directing as well, which is super exciting, and it's going along great. Orange. So I have two different oranges, one a little lighter than the other. Same idea with the transitioning into the purple. One orange will be the start of our light source. So the light source is going to be sort of off the edge of the painting over here. And it is doing a really cool effect on the planet. That's the sunset, like the classic kind of Lion King or end of a spaghetti western. That's going to be the idea today. Ooh. Gosh, these old paints are so thick. All right, but that's good because we are covering up a previous painting. So you'll want a big brush. This is almost too big. And so I'm going to go with my next biggest brush. I kind of need something that's like between these two. That'll be on the shopping list too. So we'll start with some white, just some basic white in the corner. And today for our background, I oftentimes am choosing to do like horizontal brush strokes. Today we're going to do diagonal. So we're going to start in the bottom left and begin with white and just work in that brush stroke at a diagonal. And it is our background. We are doing a lot of blending, so don't be shy about how much paint you're using on your brush. You really can't have enough because you want it to stay nice and wet while we're blending. Okay, so we've got a good corner of that set up with the white. Now I won't even wash out my brush. I'll just leave this white on there. And then I'm going to pick up some of that lighter orange. If you don't have two different color oranges already in a tube, you can just mix. Take one orange and throw a little bit of white into it, make a lighter orange, and then maybe take the same orange and put a tiny bit of red into it, and you'll make a little bit darker, warmer orange. So with that light orange now on my brush, go to the edge of where we stopped with the white. Take a pass with good thick, a good amount of this light orange. And once you've got that sort of right at the transition, then start blending the two together. Once you work into the white, then go back the other direction. And just keep passing back and forth from the white into the orange. You'll get a nice soft transition from one into the other. Hi, Mountain. Hey, welcome to the painting stream. Sorry I'm late. Well, that's all right. As you can see, we're just getting started. We are working quickly because we're blending this beautiful background. So I'm going to grab a little bit more of that light orange and carry it up a little farther towards the center of the painting. All right, and then we're going to switch over to the darker orange. You want to work fairly quickly so that the two colors are blending well. And if things get a little too dry and you're having trouble getting them to blend smoothly, you can dip your paintbrush right into your water and sort of lubricate it. And just a little bit of water on your brush can make all the difference in getting things to blend together. So I'm done even washing out the brush. I'm just grabbing some of my darker orange now. I'm going to get it on here right next to where we ended and then repeat, just blending. But you want to get a good strip of the new color before you start blending. This is super old, super thick paint. I'm probably for sure going to use my water here in a second. I also didn't squeeze enough out onto my palette. I'm realizing just now as I'm going, I haven't even showed you guys the inspiration photo for the day. I will. Once we get this background on here and blended, I will reveal the inspo. So nice good chunk of this orange. And then let the two become friends. Blend them together. And as you work the darker orange into the lighter orange, keep going till it feels good to go back. Because once your brush has journeyed into that lighter color, it's going to pick up some of that lighter color. So when you come back into the darker strip, you're bringing that tone with you to blend. Then you're back in the darker strip and go back into the lighter one. The more you do that, the softer the blend is going to be. This canvas is so big that actually the process of my brush strokes is giving me a good arm workout. Hey, Joker, welcome to the painting stream. You're looking real purty and summery today, Mads. Well, thank you. Thank you very much, Meow Meow. It's a warm, warm day, so I'm dressed to fit and match the day. Hey, y'all. Sorry, busy. Hey, Dimash, everybody says hi. Hi, Joker. Well, I'm glad you're busy, honey, because last time it was slow, right? I hope it's busy. Good. So I'm just going to do a little more of this darkish orange. Just a little past halfway. All right, cool. So while that's still nice and juicy, we're going to transition now to the light purple. Now, the color that these two blend together might not be pretty to begin with, but we're going to make it pretty. Orange and purple blended together can tend to make sort of a grayish tone. And that's all right, because let me show you the inspiration photo. Here it is. So pretty. And the color doesn't show up great on my phone for you guys, but this over here is pretty orange. It looks kind of washed out and white and yellow, I can see anyway. But it is actually, if you go on my Discord and check out the NMS screenshots, just go up a little bit and you'll find this picture if you want to see it in its true color. It's really beautiful. So we're moving to this lighter purple. Let me get a good rinse off of my brush this time, because purple and orange are gorgeously contrasting colors. And so the blending of them is going to be interesting because purple is cool and orange is hot. So blending these will be a little tricky, but I think it's going to be beautiful in the end. And that's also one reason why I'm going to start blending into the lighter purple first. The lighter purple has a little more warmth to it, just as on the shades of purple scale, it's on the warmer side. I'm good. How are you, Michael? Memo says. Michael is so polite, always checking in with people. So, lighter purple on a clean brush. Here we go. Now, get right up next to it first. We're going to do a big strip of purple with no blending yet. Nice and thick, a good amount of paint. Don't be shy. This is a background. We're blending. You have to have enough paint in order to blend. And again, your water is on standby if you really need it. Remember to smoosh that like. Oh, thanks for the Discord link there, Joker. Yeah, guys, you got to check out the OG because me holding it up here doesn't know justice. It's a really beautiful screen cap. And I told Magic within, this is one of the photos I was really impressed with his eye for framing things. All right, good. So we got a nice strip of this lighter purple, and we're going to start blending now. Now, like I said, orange and purple are not the best of friends when it comes to compatibility. They're great contrasters. So this edge, I'm going to be real careful how far I encroach in on the orange, because we want to keep this bright, warm, amazing tone, but still have a good transition. We just don't want the grayish that's going to result from this blend to take over the entire orange area. The main thing here is to get them blended enough that the transition isn't really sharp. We want a soft transition. So I might be working this for a minute and my arm is going to get tired, and yours might too, and that's okay. Just keep caressing it and moving those paints back and forth together, so that eventually they'll become a nice little symbiotic blue, like warm into cool, like a sunset and the cold, it's like the light and the dark side of the moon or planet, whatever it is. So you can see now it's not as harsh a transition. We're not seeing a really clear line between orange and purple. It's like like an easy transition. Feeling pretty good about that. Yeah. And up close, it's not, honestly, it's not as like gray and ugh, as I thought it might be. So lovely. All right, I'm going to rinse this off. Give it a good agitation in the water. And then we'll move into our darker purple. Using my apron as my paper towel today. So we got our darker purple now on a fresh, clean brush. And I'm going to go ahead and start all the way in the corner because this will be the color that sort of finishes off over there. So we'll start all the way over here. And don't be shy. You definitely want to load up your brush with paint. If you're one of these people, sometimes people have a real anxiety and fear about putting too much paint on because they feel like they might screw it up or put it in the wrong place and their painting will be ruined. But you know, that is the beauty of working with acrylic paint. I've said it 100 times and I'll say it again. You know, every mistake's an opportunity for redesign. If you don't panic, sometimes all you need to do is wipe off the excess paint to help it dry faster. But once it's dry, you can paint anything over acrylic and cover it up. Put a well-placed tree or a well-placed bird or a well-placed cloud, just that wouldn't have existed had the mistake not happened. I'm back with hellos and good lucks from Beeblebum. Oh, well, hey, thanks, Beebs. Beebs across the interwebs. And I think just to ease this transition, because there's quite a bit more of the darker purple than the lighter purple, and I really like the lighter purple, I'm going to not wash off my brush, so the dark purple is on there, but I'm going to grab some of that light purple to actually help with this transition. Just back and forth between the darker purple and the lighter purple. And try to steer clear of the orange because we're not trying to keep the orange coming this direction. Oh, that's pretty. So pretty. Great. So the center of this system, the sun of this system is over here, projecting light across the universe. And then this darker side is where that system is ending, right? And we are the viewpoint of the picture. We're standing on a planet, looking at a nearby planet. And there, I think that planet in the distance has a little moon as well. So we got some like this painting's a pretty simple one. I was real excited about it because I like simple. But so we're going to be creating an earth with some mushroomy, viney plants and flora, and then the planet and a moon, and then some finishing touches, just some touches of light and reflection. And dude, this painting's gonna be bomb diggity. Loving those colors, right, my meow? I was so excited to work with this painting today because I enjoy it. Like, I love rainbow, don't get me wrong, but I like a limited palette. I like being like, all right, I'm only going to work with these colors today. And the colors we have are white, black, purple, and orange, and that's it. Variations of those four. So pretty cool. So this is, I'm going to give this sort of a chance to dry. These older, thicker paints don't dry very fast, and that's okay. I'm going to rinse off my brush. Probably, I'm going to use actually a new brush for this next portion. Yeah, a nice long brush. Maybe it'll help my arm be not so tired. So next up, we're going to give ourselves the ground that the viewpoint is standing on. So I'm just going to use some black because I do love that silhouette stuff. You've seen it a few times, but it's a great way to paint, especially when you're like me and you're a little more impressionistic, not as concerned with details. It's a lovely effect to just do something nice and clean and simple. Hey, Dave Auntie, Oreos for me? Why, thank you. Hey, thanks for the Oreos, Meow Meow says. So I'm just taking another quick look at this Flora. It is a sporal planet, looks like. Lots of fungi. So here's just another look for those of you just tuning in. Here's our inspiration photo for the day. Sorry for the reflection. There we go. Less reflection there. You recognize that, Flora, I'm sure. So we're just going to try to give the edges of our painting a really beautiful silhouette to frame the center, and then go across and give little bits of detail, smaller flora down towards the center in the middle. But basically the bottom 2 inches of your painting will be just straight black. So let's start with that, nice and simple. Now, especially the background paint on this side is not very dry yet. So if they blend a little bit with the black, that's fine. Remember, light reflects color. So it's just a little bit of the atmosphere reflecting off of the surface of the earth. And if you're really worried about it blending too much while the background's still wet, just make sure you have plenty of paint on your brush. You can just kind of overcome unwanted blending by loading up more paint. But I always think of it as textural. Then on the sides, we've got these larger flora closer to the perspective of the viewer. So we almost don't see the whole thing. It's so big. So we're just going to do kind of a preliminary large fungi on this side. Godfrey, causing trouble. Why you got to do this during Mama's stream, huh, baby? He just wants to be the center of attention, really. He's probably figured out that there are people on the other side of this device, and he wants you to love him too by causing trouble. Oreos eat light. Pretty. Thanks, Dimash. Right, Dimash? Madfishies, happy little trees. Yeah, little fungi trees. They're having so much fun. All right, so yes, we'll just kind of bring... Okay. And then a trunk coming down. I am getting a little bit of blending still with that yellow. You can kind of see it. I like it. It's just reflecting, you know, so that our silhouettes aren't super just boring, straight, cartoonish black silhouettes. We got some texture, and I like it. That's how I like to do. So I'm actually going to use it to my advantage over here and sort of indicate the edge of the top cap of the shroom. Cool texturing. Let me show you up close. Can you see it? Just a hint of texture. All right, and then these are those Flora that have kind of almost octopus vine tentacles coming out from the bottom, and they make little S shapes almost. We do love you, Godfrey. They do. Do you hear that, baby? I don't know where he is. Probably causing trouble somewhere else. So we'll I'm going to use the same brush, but I'm going, because you can paint with either the thick method or turning it and using the thin direction of the brush. So I'm going to use it more in its thin capacity, and starting from the bottom, give a nice big sweeping S shape. Boop. And they kind of has some thickness at the end of them up at that top. So we'll give it kind of that little, that's why it looks to me like octopus tentacles, like it has kind of that little hand bit at the end where it grasps onto things. And you know, wouldn't that be a cool combat update? Like a freaking gigantic carnivorous plant. Cool, and we'll give this a few more of those. That one is like kind of behind it, right? So the part we don't see goes behind and comes back out. And simply with brush strokes, you can give the illusion of it passing behind. That looks cool. I'm going to need some more black. Black is one of the major components of the painting today, so make sure you've got a big old bottle. Black and white are ones I always buy, the bigger bottles, not just the little ones, because you're going to use it a lot, especially if you're blending your own colors. I also would recommend having like a big tube of yellow, blue, and red, because those are the primaries, and with the primaries, you can make any other color. So then the specialty smaller bottles, you know, you've seen these. you know, find colors you love, colors that you're like, oh, I love that. I could never blend this myself. I'm going to bring this home, you know. Hello, Captain Steve. Hi, Chad. He's saying hi to you guys. Welcome. Thanks for hopping on my painting stream today. We are doing a painting inspired by this NMS screenshot by Magic Within. If you go on my Discord, you can check out the original photo because this certainly doesn't do it any justice holding it up there to my phone. One of these days, we're going to have like a cool broadcasting computer and I can be like, beep, bop, boop, and like show you the real image. That'd be cool. One of these days, we're going to get there, folks. Do you have a load of buttons there, Madfish? A load. I wish I had a load of buttons. Oh, these buttons. You're talking about these buttons. Yes, I do. Just 4. Let's see. This one says, it says O, and then it's like a little like deer. It says oh dear. And I think that's a band called Cosio, friend of mine's band. And LA Indie Improv Festival. And this is just some cute little dude and his little kitty cat friend. Yeah, thanks for, I love buttons. I have a lot and I don't have enough things to put them on, really. I could probably load up this whole thing. Hi, Moose. Everyone's saying hi. I love it. I love it. You guys are all so sweet. All right, so continuing on, we're going to do a few more bits of fauna and get another big old fungi over here and a little bit smaller one that's just behind. It's a little farther away. It's only smaller because it's farther away. So we'll get a fully dark silhouette for the other large one framing our picture. Guys, this is the first time that my computer has ever like kicked on its fan so hot. It's really hot, I think, coming from that window. It's okay, don't die. Looking cool so far. Why, thank you. Awesome. And the trunk coming down. Our thick paint wants to pull off the canvas down here. Just load up your brush if that happens and slap more on there. So yeah, in a silhouette, I can only really indicate that this has a hanging over mushroom cap with brush strokes. So when someone gets up close to your painting, they're really going to appreciate that. And then we've got some of those tentacle vines coming up from the bottom. Trying not to make it too symmetrical, because most organic things are not symmetrical. Even things that are symmetrical in nature aren't. And for example, like butterflies, organic, arguably symmetrical. But when I was working out on a winery, we grew a lot of milkweed out there. So tons of monarchs every year. and other the like yellow ones. What are they called? Can't think of their butterfly name right now, but they're really cool. What something tails? Something tails. Anyway, got to make a call and drive. So lurking around. Well, be safe. Please don't call people and drive at the same time. Pull over, meow meow. So I was just noticing, and because I would love to go, you know, when things were slow, and just go look at the butterflies and watch them do their thing. And the winds were so strong out at this place in the open field that I noticed these butterflies. They were wind swept. They had little holes in their wings, or, you know, maybe a cat tried to chomp on them and he got away. And so the little pieces out of their wings, but still doing their butterfly thing. So anyway, I think assuming that all butterflies are symmetrical is to reduce them to creatures that don't experience hardship. And I think all creatures do. So that's my deep thought for the day. So there we go. This one's a little thicker than the other, but that's all right. So then, like I said, there's going to be another one of these larger mushroom structures just behind this one. And I probably should have waited to do the little thing, but we'll work with it. So it's a little bit farther in the distance. So it's going to look shorter, but roughly the same shape. You know, I'm going to come back through and reinvigorate this vine after I get this other shroom structure put in. So there's the top of it and its trunk coming down. Okay. And it's going to have, I'm going to use a little smaller brush now. It's also going to have the tentacle vine coming up, but it's farther away, so it's going to look a little smaller. Great. Now the difference with this particular one is because it's closer to the light source, we're going to give it a little bit of reflection from the colors in the sky. Let's see. So I'm actually going to use a fresh, clean brush, and I didn't have enough of my light orange on my palette anymore. So I'm going to squeeze a little bit more of that out. Alrighty, so just going to texturize this shroomy with that light orange. And then as we get to the other side of it, the texture will give way to the purple. So that purple background is still underneath. I'm going to try to just lift off some of the black. To reveal some of that purple. And it's not doing it as much as I would like, so I'm going to grab a little purple. And just give it a touch. I'm using my finger because I want to brighten up a little bit of that orange reflection just on the very edge. And all of my brushes right now are tainted with black. But then I can kind of let that bright orange blend into the black. I have a ton of little detail brushes for precisely these situations. It takes too much time to rinse out a whole brush just to get a same color you've been working with on there. Cool. So you see how that gives it some nice texture? But going back to the tentacle coming off of this fungi is actually covering that partially. So just going to quickly rinse the brush I was using to make that tentacle line. And get a good amount of black on it on a fresh brush and bring that tentacle back. We can see where it was and we'll just bring it on back. And the viewer, when they see this up close, they're going to see that that tentacle is on top. There we go. There it is. It's looking cool. And just to kind of keep in form that back one, now that we know the parts we can see, we can kind of touch its trunk as well with some of that reflected light. As well as just little bits, especially closer to the ground. The closer to the ground, the less of the light because it's sort of setting. But as we go up, then the areas that might be getting hit by light, we'll give it some highlight. See that, guys? So I can even emphasize that this is covering up. By throwing more of that texture on the other side. And it's really subtle. So up close, that's what that looks like. Lovely. So now we have a great framing for the centerpiece of our painting, which is the planet off in the distance and the little moon as well. So it's a little off center. I'm okay with it. So we're going to go back to our dark purple. Let's see, looks ace. Awesome. Let's see, let me see where I'm caught up to. Hi, Rayet. Ooh, lots of people. Fun people. Too bright. Need more Oreos. Oh no. What's too bright? What do you do with all your paintings? That's a great question, Captain Steve. So currently, they're just like sitting in a pile. Well, So I've been thinking that once I have a Patreon for some of the higher subscribers, I might offer original paintings. I am thinking I'd like to get prints made as rewards for subscribers when I get that set up. I've thought about maybe making a set of greeting cards for holidays. I'm dreaming up some Valentines for next year that are No Man's Sky related. But I don't know a whole lot about licensing, and I definitely don't want to sell my art without a go-ahead from Hello Games and Sean Murray. So I'm going to try to look into how to contact them about whether or not they're okay with me selling my fan tributes of their game. I've got some research to do. So yeah, hi Madfish and everyone. What a beautiful drawing. So realistic. Realistic for No Man's Sky, you mean. Oh, whoa, man. If I saw a mushroom this big on our planet, I'd be a little scared. But thank you, Rhea. It's nice to have you in the chat today. She adds them to her fish tank house. Yeah. It might be cool one day, like instead of having a curtain background, I could just have a background of collage of all of my paintings. Would be a cool idea to use them as Patreon stuff, Maddie, when we get that set up. Yep, there he is. There's Dimesh giving an explanation. Dimesh, that was what I was going to suggest. Huzzah! Great minds, you all. Thank you so much, Captain. Yeah. Yeah, I just wonder, it's the licensing of it. I don't want to do anything illegal or like unwanted by NMS. And I would hope that they would also enjoy my artwork and be like, yeah, go for it. Because it's like free advertising, right? And I get paid just a little bit. Hello, Magic. Hey, you are the inspiration for today's painting. Let's see, is my phone still alive? Are you alive? Yes, it is. There. Look, check it. You'll remember this one well. Magic took this, and I love it. I love the colors. It's what we're doing today. I'm so excited. Patreon has just added merch directly on there, and they have posters and stickers. Fantastic. That makes it so much easier because I was also trying to figure out where and who I would have do the prints. So great. That's a pick I took in Atlas Rises. Awesome. Great. Cool. All right. So with our darker purple, which I need to put a little more of on my palette, we're going to get this planet in the background going. In the distance. So, oh gosh, you guys, I almost forgot we were going to use, because it's a planet, it's got to be a perfect circle. So our biscuit cutters. We've got a few different sizes, and we can actually hold it up to the painting and see which size is going to be best. Our big one, oh, that's got to be it actually, because it can't get bigger than this, and it just fits in that frame so perfectly. So there we go. Question answered. The only other thing that actually would be bigger is the lid. Let's see. Yeah, actually, I like that bigger because the setting, or not setting, but the planet off on the skyline is the subject of the painting. And I don't want it to be dwarfed by the big mushrooms. So I'm trying to get it as big as I can. I really wish I took more during those days. The game was so vibrant back then. Aw. Captain Steve, yep, they send the merch out for you. No need for you to do anything. They send out a frequency, send out at a frequency you set up. Seems pretty cool. Excellent. That's great. I cannot wait to dig into that. So I'm going to take that darker purple and I'm just going to paint the edges of my stamp, or reverse stencil is another way to look at it. Just going to kind of coat it. I don't want to brush it on because then it might dry really quickly and not be effective. So I've got quite a bit of paint on my brush, and then I'm dabbing it. So it's a little bit of a thicker coating on the rim of your perfect circle, whatever item you're using. I highly recommend biscuit cutters. Coffee can would work. Any kind of jar, a pickle jar. Lots of different things could work. And some people are great at making perfect circles by just eyeballing them. And that is wonderful for you, whoever you are. Wow, Cap, that is really cool. I'll be looking to see mine up this weekend. And I judge out some new merch, and they're selling like a god church. What? Jake Paul 2017? I'm not familiar with what that is. A compass would work. Sure, yeah, anything circular. So, there we go. We have an outline for a perfect circle. So it's our guide that we will try to follow. I did put it a little below the horizon line, just a little, and I will be able to paint black back over that shortly. So we're also going to be putting a tiny bit of extra Flora, like very minuscule Flora, because it's way off in the distance, and that'll also kind of cover some of this planet, which is why I wanted it to be nice and boopity boop. We're probably also going to use our tiniest biscuit cutter, because this planet has a moon, and we'll throw them up there as well. But let's go ahead and fill this in. This brush is a little stiff. I'm needing a softer brush so that I'm not blending too much of the background of the orange into the planet. We are going to have a little bit of orange reflection, but more towards this side, the lower left-hand side of the planet. So I'm just following the edge of the stamp we just made. Going a little bit slow so that I don't go outside and make it a not perfect circle. I'm painting with the thickness of the brush. So as I go around, I'm actually turning my wrists, and I'm sort of turning the brush with my fingers to try to keep the width of the brush pressed against the canvas. Great, and so then once you have a nice thick border, it's a lot easier to fill in. Today is a juicy painting. And I just love how purple and orange contrast. There's such, they seem incompatible because one's a cool color and one's a warm color, but when you get them together, they just make each other pop, and it's lovely. So we got that filled in, and I want to give a little bit of the darker orange on just that lower left-hand side of the planet. This old paint is so thick that my finger is actually doing a better job of bringing that dark orange into it. So I'm just going to use my fingers now. You guys, this paint is so thick. Look how old and gross it is. So, yeah. All right. I don't want to overdo it, but I was having a lot of fun doing some blending there. So now we're going to throw that moon in the sky. So using my small biscuit cutter and the same method I did before. Oh, my hair is trying to become a part of the painting. That one will cost extra. Now, so coat the outer edge of your smaller circle. This you could maybe use some old PVC pipe or a toilet paper roll, of a vase, like the top of a vase, like a little bud vase or something, anything that's a smaller circle. Just coat the rim and then we'll pop it on there. Gives us a nice guideline for the circle we want to make. This one will be way easier to fill in. I kind of went too far outside the original circle, but you just go slow and zhuzh it, and you can sort of fix stuff like that. So up close, it's a little tough to see the contrast on this side because it's pretty close to the purple background. But up close, it's still standing out pretty well. The moon there off in the distance. Let's catch up with comments here. While cap is really cool, I'll be looking at this. Okay. A compass would work. No, like there's a tool called a compass. Oh, yes. I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I know. Dude, it's been so long since I used a compass. I love those, actually. I was a big fan of geometry back in the day. But yeah, I don't even think I own a compass anymore. Might not work on that surface, though. It would work if you had waited for the background to dry. I work quickly because I like to blend colors quite a bit and work with a juicy painting. But if you go in steps and you maybe want to hit pause and wait for the next step for the previous one to be dry, a compass would work great. Minor, yeah, Sean Murray deletes your home planet. Magic within. Our ancestors painted in their caves with their hands. No reason not to continue that legacy a bit. Sean Murray deletes toxic planets for being toxic in the community. So, good. I'm just going to bring some of this purple right back here. Oop. Didn't work out the way I wanted. There. Now, we're going to do some of the bringing the horizon line back, a bit of fauna at the bottom. We're getting really close to the end here, guys. So using just some black, we'll paint back over the bottom of the planet. Because it is out in space. And then we'll give a little bit of extra fauna down here. The ones I was sort of making out from the picture are kind of like almost the like cactus-y looking segmented fauna. They look like a big old piece of ginger growing out of the planet. At least that's what I see off there in the distance, like there. See? And then there's a couple other little shroomies out there. Maybe we'll throw one more little shroomy back there. But we'll just do I'm going to do some dabbing motions. To make the segmented cactus types. Maybe a little shroomy guy right here. Just a little one. He's way off there. Way off in the distance. And a few more. Just segmented looking chappies. You know, you could kind of break up some of your brush strokes. There would probably be other flora closer to the viewer, but it's just not as important because it's not the focus. It's really just this massive, beautiful universe that we're focused on. And the pretty colors. Now, I said that there was white in this painting, and we started with it in the corner over here when we blended our background. But the finishing touch that I think is really key in this painting is, you can sort of see it. Maybe, oh, it's so blown out, it's hard to see. But the edge of the moon and the edge of the planet have the reflection of light off of the atmosphere. So on the dark side of the planet, we don't see that reflection. So it's just this little thin white line on the edge of the planets that are closest to the light source. So we're going to try with a super small detail brush. Boys, are you fighting? I don't know if you guys could hear that, but my kitty cats are fighting. Godfrey, be nice to your brother. Godfrey's always beating up Pie Wacket. It's a problem. Good night, Kitty. Kitty Cockatoo. Sorry, this is just a quick fly-in as I got to get ready for bed, but this looks amazing. Why, thank you. I'm so glad you stopped by. Thanks for stopping by, and I hope maybe this will inspire some beautiful dreams for you. Sleep well. Our ancestor, yeah, okay. Cool, I'm caught up. Good, good, good. So yeah, we're just gonna add this finishing touch here with a very small brush. You know what I like to do when I'm working with a detail brush, particularly if you're trying to do something super detail oriented, you don't want too much paint on the brush because otherwise you're going to get a thicker line than you want. So I'll put the paint on my brush and then I'll wipe. I'll show you on my hand. I'll spin the brush to wipe the excess. And so then I still have paint on the brush, but the brush itself is not overcome by a gloppy booger of paint. Good night, guys. Heart, heart. So I'm going to test this out on the moon and just hope I'm going to do the right thing. So it's just going to really help these pop a little bit out of that atmosphere. And sometimes when I'm doing details like this, I'm almost holding my breath because I just don't want to shake or jiggle or... There it is, you guys. So check it. See how that glowing atmosphere just sets it off from the back nicely and gives it that like spherical oomph. Speaking of spherical oomph, I'm just going to take a little bit of my light orange and also throw it on the moon up there. I think the moon is wanting just a tiny bit of orangish zest on that left-hand side. And I started to scoop off too much of my purple. So I'm just grabbing a little bit of my purple just to bring it back and blend the two a little bit more. Here we go. Yeah. It's delicate balance. So there we have it. Yeah. You know, I'm feeling like, though it's not in the original painting, there's quite a bit of space right up here. Let's put the silhouette of a ship. I'm doing a needle nose because they're kind of dramatic. I don't know, guys. This might not be the best, but trying to do something a little stylized. And then, of course, should this be an NPC ship or a player ship? Blue or green, basically. Let's go with green. This is one of those guys who helps us know where the trade stations are. I wish could paint like you, Madfishy. Oh, Deavanti. Don't try to be like me. Paint your own painting, and it's going to be just as good because it's yours. You'll have all of your own personal style added into it. So beautiful. Oh, thanks, Deavanti. That ship actually reminds me of the ship I had in Atlas Rises. Wow. Whoa, man, that's crazy. Cool. So yeah, just a little bit of this nice apple lime green. Then all we need is a tiny bit and a tiny brush. I might have to stand up to do this, y'all. Had that same kind of nose. Cool. Night, kitty. Captain says, lurking between getting ready for bed. Each time I check back, it looks more awesome. Like, thank you, Captain. Give me one sec. This is the last stitch, and I got to stand up in order to get the right angle, I think. Alrighty, so I think we got it. I went ahead and did like 3 little jet streams. I'll show you up close. There they are, nice and dramatic. This guy's flying the way I fly. So yeah, that's the painting today, you guys. Thank you for coming on, and feel free to check out my Discord and post some of your own No Man's Sky screenshots to inspire maybe one of my future paintings. Whether I choose your picture or not, I do love seeing your artistic eyes at work. So don't worry about painting so much, Devanti. If you just capture some beautiful landscapes or moments in No Man's Sky, please share them with me. I'd love to see them. Anywho, I don't know who's streaming right now, but I'm going to check in on Beeblebum, see if he's still doing his thing. And have a good night, Captain. Those of you going off to bed, I hope that this can inspire some beautiful, gorgeous, exploratory dreams of the universe. And the same kind of thrusters. Oh my gosh, magic! Mind blown. Did you steal my Atlas Rise and save Madfish? I wouldn't know how to begin, but it's maybe, I don't know. Sometimes I think I'm maybe a little psychic, but not really. Briefly off mute, hun. Looks amazed. Why, thank you, Dimash. I'm so happy you like it. And I need to know. I miss that planet so much. I don't have it. It's not mine. But yeah, cool. So thanks for coming by the painting stream today, you guys. Thursdays at 1. And thanks for coming back time and time again. Galerac looks amazing, Maddie. You make it look so easy. You know, just have fun. Just try. That's the first step, is buy some canvas, some brushes, and some paint, and try. Because I don't want you to copy me. I want you to, at the very least, like, do an impression, your impression of my impression, and then we're all just impressionists, right? Deep thoughts. Madfish's Discord. Thanks, Moose. Doesn't look like you can poke that one, but I don't know. We'll see. So much fun. I'm trying to recreate in dreams. Oh, that's great. Cool. Still haven't been able to check that thing out, but doesn't it release? You've got it early or something, right? That's pretty cool. Excellent. Well, enjoy the rest of your beautiful day, evening, morning, whatever it is. And I'll see you next time. Relaxing Kingdom Hearts stream tonight after work. If you're up late on the West Coast or around the world at a convenient time, to watch some Kingdom Hearts with Dimash tonight. Also, before that, check out Meow 10 Plays channel. She's going to be streaming her spooky stream tonight at 8 p.m. Central Time. So that'll be 6 o'clock for me. I don't know what o'clock for you, but Meow, so much fun to watch her get real scared. Bye, Joker. Thanks. It does look awesome, if I do say so myself. I love the colors today. Thanks for inspiring the painting magic. Bye. See you later from Moose. Oh, Ogre. It's okay. It's okay you missed it. Just rewind and go back and watch. We'll see you in the chats later on today. Okay, Ogre. Take care now. Bye, guys.